Okay. Okay. So with that, I'm not going to repeat yung mga previews. But anyway, yung important naman is yung mga susunod pa, no? Okay. So for the A2, you have to consider the A1, which is coming from this half of that lane. And then from that A1, you need to consider ito yung median na sinasabi natin. Okay. Then, for the width of opposing lane, yung half naman ng length nito, so basically itong length na to, i-add mo siya para maging A2. Okay? And then, for the B naman, this will be the distance from a certain point, no? Kasi ito ay different then for different cases. From this position to the position of your vehicle or yung decision point. So, equal lang siya for both left and right approach side triangle. Okay? So, what happens when the side triangle as the side triangle, what happens to the side triangle as the side distance A1 decreases? So, you should reflect on it based dun sa mga discussion natin, no? Okay. So, ano naman yung departure side triangle? So, for the departure side triangle, I don't know if you're familiar with the stop line. I want to show you something. Stop line at the intersection. Images. Nasaan ba yung ito? Ito yung pinakita ko kanina. But then, maybe not this one. Let's go back. Para makatotohanan. Sige na nga, yun na lang. Okay. So, drawing lang natin ulit. Yung stop line natin is actually itong linya na to from here, ito yung stop line na sinasabi natin. Actually, dapat dito humihinto. Before this, dapat nandyan humihinto yung mga vehicle natin, no? And then, para makatawid pa yung mga tao dito. So, yung stop line na yan, meron daw siyang certain distance from the intersection. And actually, constant yung value nun. And then, from that stop line, meron kang, let's say, ito yung first lane, and then first lane na lang to, and then second lane. So, in terms of, balik ako sa PowerPoint. So, kung makikita nyo dito, yung line na drawing natin kanina, ito yun sa decision point. Kasi naka-stop na yung vehicle. So, kung babasahin natin yung definition niya, area that should be clear of obstruction for a stopped driver on a minor road approach to depart from the intersection and enter or cross the major road. So, naka-stop siya dito. Ngayon, after niyang, when he stopped, dapat clear na itong area na to, yung mga triangle na yan, clear yan sa kanya, nakikita niya na yan, para ma-perceive niya kung papasok na ba siya agad dun sa intersection or uh, mag-remain siyang nakastop. Okay? Okay. So ma'am, clarify lang po yung decision point po, yung exactly where the stop line is. For this, oo. Okay? So for this type of intersection or um, for this type of circumstance, no, dapat nakastop doon sa stop line. Okay. Okay. So with that, this is the decision point, and then we have the A1. We're in yung A1. So balikan natin yung drawing natin kanina. Ito yung lane 1, and then yung definition ng A1 natin, yung half nitong first lane plus nitong distance na to, this is your A1. Okay? Okay. So let's go back. So I hope clear yon. And then, yung A2 naman natin is based from the definition, yung A1 mo, i-add mo lang nung median, ito yung median, then half ng another lane plus half ng lane dito. Okay? So, kumbaga A1 plus ito. Okay. So, with that, as mentioned a while ago, meron tayong different cases ng intersection, no? So, based on the different control scenarios, there are 6 cases considered in providing ISD or intersection site distance. So, for each of them, ang goal natin is to compute yung dimensions ng A1, A2, and B. However, there are some cases na it's not necessary for you to compute yung A1, A2, and B. But then, most of these scenarios, yung case A to F, you need to compute for that. Okay? So, let's go on one by one. So, in terms of case A, for the case A, intersection with no traffic control, intersections with very low traffic. Kasi based from 1-for-1, no? We learned that for intersections na hindi naman ganun kadami yung dumadaan na vehicle, hindi naman sila nagko-cause ng delay. So, hindi naman ganun karami yung nag-change ng leg dun sa intersections na yon. So, no need to install traffic control. So, with that, drivers maneuver based on perceived conflict from approach side triangle. And as mentioned, for different cases, ang goal is to compute A1, B, and A2. So for case A, for you to compute A1, you need this table 9-3, and then you need to take a look at the design speed nung minor road. So guys, wag din malito, meron kasing mga cases na needed yung ating major road, saka yung minor road. So wag malilito kung kailan kailangan si minor road at si major road. For A1, so design speed of minor road. So, halimbawa, ang design speed natin, no, for urban areas, mga national roads natin, 60 km per hour. So, yung leg mo, from the 60 km per hour na design speed, ang kailangan mong A1, yung decision point mo is 55 meter. Dapat 55 meter daw ang length nitong A1. And then, kung may A1 ka na, automatic, makakompute mo na si A2. Kasi yung A1, depende na to sa geometry nung intersection mo. Kung gaano ba kadami yung leg, kung gaano ba kalaki yung median mo, may existence ba ng median or wala. Okay? And then, para naman sa B, nakadepende siya dun sa design speed ng major road. Okay? So, bukod doon sa mga nabanggit natin sa pagkuha ng ating dimensions, meron din tayong tinatawag na adjustment factors. So kung yung grades natin ay larger than 3%, positive or negative, merong implication kapag mataas yung grade ng intersection. So kung yan ay, may question lang. Paano po yung multi-lane? Nag-iiba po ba yung A1 and A2? Depende po sa case. No? So, i-consider yung extra lanes for different cases. So, for this case, hindi kino-consider yung extra lanes pa. Okay? So, for case 1 or case A na intersections with no traffic control, we don't have to consider, no? But yung question niya, yung extra lane, baka papasok yun dito sa A2. Okay? But then in terms of adjustment factor, wala pa siyang implication sa adjustment factor. Kasi may other cases that you have to consider the extra lane with adjustment factor. Okay? So, yung question niya kanina, na mako-consider ba yung extra lane? Yes, of course. Kasi nga, itong ito natin nakadepende yan sa laki nung iyong intersection. Okay? So, meron tayong mga sample problems later para ma-demonstrate yung principles ng ISD. Okay. So, with this, for the approach grade na merong mas mataas na 3%, gagamitin tong table na to, depende dun sa design speed niya, you have to adjust yung, meron tayong mga adjustment factor. Okay. So, with that, meron tayong isang sample problem dito to demonstrate yung sa case A. So, a tall building is located B is equal to 15 meter. This is the B. Ito yung 15 meter daw. And then from the center line of the right lane of the CB, ito yung CB eh. And then yung A naman is 22 meter from the center line of the right lane of road ADB. So from the right lane ng road ADB, this is the road ADB. And then this is the A. So this is 22 meter. Okay. So if the maximum speed limit on the road ADB is 60 km per hour, so along this road, may design speed ka na 60. Then what should be the speed limit on road CB based on ISD? So ito naman, ano daw yung ating speed limit for this? So, meron din siyang binigay na approach grade na 2%. So, tingnan natin. So, based on the speed limit ng ADB na 60 km per hour, we can take a look at the table 9-3. So, sabi niya 60 km per hour. So, automatic, yung ating A1 is 55 meter. And then, for this approach grade, sabi natin kung mas mataas sa 3%, we still need to adjust that. Pero since hindi siya larger dun sa 3%, wala nang correction na kailangan. So, automatic yung A, itong DA natin will be 55 meter. Pero kung mas mataas yung grade niya, kailangan mong i-adjust. Okay. Ngayon, ang kailangan kasi natin itong distance na to. Given na 15 ito, 22 ito, nakuha natin na 55 ito. Okay. So, medyo may ano lang dito sa slide na to, kinorek ko na. So, by similar triangle, yung DA natin, this is DA, DA, DB. So, ito yung malaking triangle. And then, burahin natin. Baka malito kayo. So, DA is to DB. DA is to DB. And then, yung smaller triangle natin, DA minus DB at yung A. So, DA minus DB is to A. And from that, meron tayong value ng DA na 55. We don't know yung DB kasi yun nga yung kinukuha natin. And then, yung DA minus B natin is 55 minus 15. So, yun yung length nito, no? And then, is to 22. Okay? So, based from that, 30.25 yung length ng ating DB. Ito daw ay 30.25. So, ito na yung length niya. Ang question is, yung speed limit ng road CB. So, based from here, 30.25, balik ka dun sa table 9-3, and then hanapin mo 30.25. So, 30.25, in between siya nito, 35. So, pwedeng in between 40 or 30. However, mas conservative yung mas maliit kasi mas mabagal, mas makakapag maneuver si driver. So, we will choose yung ating conservative value na 30. Okay? So, yun yung answer dun sa reflection na to. Actually, dapat 30 to. And then this one is 40. Okay? Okay, so speed limit at CB is 30 km per hour. Okay? Question so far? Bago tayo mag-proceed sa second case. Question? Wala. Yung isa may question. None so far. Okay, sige. Okay, so moving on. For the case B naman, tandaan yung cases ha. Case A is intersection with no traffic control. With no traffic control. Case B, stop control on the minor road. So, since stop control to dun sa minor road natin, ang assumption natin is nakahinto dito yung sasakyan. And then, for case B, we have to consider 3 movements. The case B1 is for left turn from minor road. Magle-left turn siya from minor road. Left turn. So, going this way. And then the other one is left turn from minor road. Sorry. Ito. Case 2 is right turn from minor road. And then the other case is crossing from minor road. So, yung movement na kailangan natin i-consider is like this. This one, sa E2. Okay. Then this one is right turn from major road, like this. And then the other one is going through. Okay. Okay, so dun muna tayo sa case B1, left turn from minor road. So for the stop control on the minor road, drivers maneuver based on perceived conflict from departure side triangle. Kasi nga, ang assumption natin dito, nakastop na yung vehicle and then he just need to assess kung meron bang conflicting dun sa papasukan niyang intersection. So, A1 is based dun sa stop line distance mo. Meron kang line dito and it has some distance from the intersection. And yung stop line distance mo na yon will be 5.4 from the intersection. And then half nitong opposing lane width. Okay? So 5.4 plus yung opposing lane width. Okay? That's for the left departure triangle. Kasi ang kailangan makita ng driver, parehong left and right. Okay. Ngayon, magle-left turn ka sa minor road. Doon naman sa right side, ang dapat na clear is A2 with dimension of B. So, para makompute naman yung A2, considering na alam mo na yung A1, that A1 is 5.4 plus opposing lane width. So, ito yung A1 mo. So, add mo lang yung median. Itong yung median. Then, half nitong lane na to, half nitong lane na to. Okay? So, that will be the dimension of A2. So, kung makikita nyo, geometry pa rin to. Then, for B naman, it will be defined based on the time gap for minor road vehicle to enter the major road times the design speed ng major road. Okay? So, doon sa time gap natin, we still need to consider some adjustment factor. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na for different cases, meron tayong mga adjustment factor. And yung question kanina, bukod dun sa geometry na kino-consider, we're also considering the extra lanes for adjustments. So, for B1, this is the adjustment factor table. So, ang base time gap mo, kung yan ay passenger car is 7.5. Kung single unit track yan, ang time gap mo, yung base mo is 9.5. Kung yan ay combination track, ang base mo is 11.5. Meaning, ito yung mga time gap na gagamitin mo based dun sa design vehicle. Ngayon, since magkakaroon ng extra lane, kasi yung kino-consider natin kanina na intersection, assuming na one lane lang siya per direction. Ngayon, paano kung 4 yung lane? So, meron kang isang extra lane, no? So, for each extra lane, you need to consider 0.5 seconds for each extra lane. Okay? Para dun sa passenger car. 0.7 for each additional extra lane para naman sa single unit tsaka combination track. So, i-add mo sila dun sa time gap mo. Base time gap mo. Ngayon, bukod sa may extra lane ka, meron ka pang approach grade. Ibig sabihin, yung approach grade mo, more than 3% more than dun sa prescribed na 3%. So, kung mas mataas siya dun sa 3%, then you need to add 0.2 seconds for each extra percent grade. Okay? Meaning, kung yan ay sumobra sa 3% ng 6%, so tatlong grade yung sobra, tatlong percent yung sobra. So, 3.2. Okay? So, pwedeng mangyari na yung meron siyang adjustment for extra lane pero wala siyang adjustment for approach grade. Pwede ding mangyari na yung base time gap mo, meron siyang adjustment for approach grade pero wala naman siyang extra lane. Pwede din naman mangyari na may adjustment ka for both. Okay? So, paano kinukuha yung A1 kapag B2, case B2, kapag mag-right turn ka dun sa major road? Since mag-right turn ka, ito lang naman yung concern mo. Hindi mo na concern yung opposing vehicle, no? And with that, you just need to compute for A1, which is 5.4 plus opposing lane width. Basically, kung ano yung na-compute mo dito sa B1, yun na din yung value nitong B2. I mean, kung ano yung value ng A1 mo dun sa case B1, that will be the same with the value of your A1 with case B2. Okay. Then, in terms of B, ito, hindi to pareho dun sa case B1. So, design speed of major road, time gap for minor road vehicle to enter the major road. So, same yung kanilang formula. However, in terms of time gap, you need to consider different graph. And kung mapapansin nyo, for case B2, ang adjustment factor mo lang is only based on approach grade. We don't consider any extra lane. Kasi nga, hindi mo naman kailangan tumawid eh. Since yung movement mo ay paganto lang, no? Hindi mo naman concern kung meron pa siyang mahabang lane. Okay. So with that, for every approach grade exceeding 3%, you have to add 0.1 second dun sa base time gap. And syempre, yung base time gap natin, it still depend on design vehicle. Then, for case B3, magpapass siya dun sa kabilang minor road. You need to compute yung A1 kasi you have to consider kung may conflicting movement ba from this side. And again, for A1, pareho lang siya nung case B1, B2, and B3. However, in terms of A2, pareho lang siya kung pareho lang yung value nito, no? Then, in case of B naman, we have to consider same formula, but then yung time gap, different table ulit. So, yung kanilang base time gap still depends on the design vehicle, and we're considering both yung extra lane and approach grade. So, ganun din yung rule. For every extra lane, you have to add some time depending on the design vehicle. Okay? And then, ganun din naman sa approach grade. So we have here some sample problem, and please bear with me kasi ito yung medyo maraming nalilito. Okay. So tingnan natin. Determine the minimum sight distance for a minor road street approach to a stop-controlled intersection. Stop-controlled intersection on a two-way, four-lane divided roadway with a design speed of 90 km per hour and 4-meter wide lanes. The roadway has a median that is 8-meter wide and the minor street approach is 5%. And the design vehicle is a single unit truck. So with that, ito kailangan natin ng I think mas malinaw na drawing. So meron akong supplementary material for this. Ito ba yun? Yan, ito na lang. Share ko yung screen ko. Okay. So in terms of, bear with me, makinig tayong mabuti. So para dun sa case B1, left turn from minor road. Ang sabi, we have to compute A1 is equal to 5.4. So mula dito, let's say, itong lines na to, ito yung boundary ng ating intersection. I-bold lang natin siya. Format. Gawin natin 3. Ayan. So ito yung intersection natin. Ito yung string. Gawin natin block. Ayan. So dito sa kabila, ayan, ganyan yung itsura ng intersection natin. Okay, so from the stop point, ito yung stop point natin. Stop line. To the intersection, meron daw siyang 5.4 na from this. Meron siyang 5.4 na distance. Ngayon, kailangan natin yung A1. So, balik ko lang. Okay. I hope nakikita ng malinaw. So, from itong A1 natin, ito yon. So, 5.4 plus 4 over 2 kasi ito yung gitna. Ito yung sasakyan mo na nakahinto. Dito, bakit sa gitna? Kasi sa gitna naman dumadaan yung sasakyan. Kaya half nung lane. Okay. So, ito ay sabi 2 lane, di ba? So, ito yung hati ng lanes natin. Ito yung lane 1. And then ito yung lane 2. Another lane. And then lane 2. Okay. And then 8 meters yung ating median. So, for A1, we have 5.4 plus 4 over 2. That is our A1. And we have 7.4. And then, para naman sa A2, ito na yung medyo nakakalito. Sa A2 kasi, kailangan natin yung distance hanggang dun sa first lane ng other direction. So, para makuha natin yung distance na yan, we have this A1. Ito yung A1 natin. Pakitingnan ng mabuti ang aking mouse. Ito yung A1 plus median. Ito yung median na 8 meters. And then, meron siyang 4 over 2. Ito yung 4 over 2. And then, merong 4 meters. Ito yung extra lane. And then, yung 4 over 2. So, that makes the A2. And this gives us 23.4. Okay? So, I hope malinaw yon. Ngayon, we need to compute for B3. So, we're done with this actually. So, for the B3, ang sabi sa B3, ang sabi sa B, we need to take a look at the design vehicle. So sabi nga, single unit track yung ating vehicle. And then, we need to cross one extra lane. Ito yung one extra lane na yon. And then, meron pa tayong median na 8 meters. And this gives us another 2 extra lanes. Kasi ang isang extra lane natin is 4 meters. So, kung cross siya papunta sa left turn, ang direction niya is pa ganito. No? So, kailangan din i-consider itong distance na to. So, ang extra lane mo ngayon is 1 plus 2 galing sa median. And then, another adjusting factor is yung iyong approach grade. Kasi, di ba, ang approach grade natin, 3% lang yung maximum. Pero kung meron na siyang beyond 3%, you need to add 0.2 seconds for each extra grade. And then, saan nakuha yung 0.2? So, balikan nyo yung B1 na table. B1 na table. So, from B1 table, single unit track is 9.5. Then, for each extra lane, 0.7 and 0.2 para sa extra grade. So, with that, 0.7 for each extra lane, 1 from the extra lane here, and then 2 for the 8 median, which is equivalent to 2 lanes. And then 0.2, 5% yung meron tayo, and then 3% yung maximum. So, we have a total of 12 seconds na time gap. Okay? So, yung time gap na yun, gagamitin natin para makuha yung B by multiplying it to the design speed ng major road, which is 90 km per hour. So, dinivide ng 3.6 para lang makonvert to meter per second. And from there, 90 over 3.6 times 12 is 300 meters. Okay, may question ba? May question ba so far? Naintindihan ba? Hello, guys. Nandiyan na pa ba kayo? Okay. Okay, nandiyan pa naman sila. Okay. So, moving on. For case B2, since mag-right turn ka lang sa minor road, ang kailangan mo lang i-consider is yung movement mo from this. So, ito lang yung kailangan mong i-consider. So, kailangan mo lang i-compute is yung A1. So, sabi ko nga, kung ano yung makukuha mong A1 dito, ay pareho lang naman na makukuha mong A1 para dito. And hindi mo kailangan ng E2 dito kasi kapag nag-right turn ka, hindi ka naman tatawid. Hindi ka magko-conflicting dun sa kabilang direction. Para sa B, you just need to compute for B times yung time gap or yung design speed times time gap. And for the time gap, of course, ang kailangan mo ng table for this is para dun sa B2. So para sa B2, ito yung nasa single unit track, 8.5. And for each additional approach grade, 0.1 seconds. Kaya kung makikita natin dito sa equation natin, for B2, we have 8.7, 8.5 plus 0.1, 5 minus 3, yung 2 na extra grades. So the time gap is 8.7, and 8.7 times nung ating 9 over 3.6, converting our design speed into meter per second. That gives us 217.5 meters. Lastly, for B3, crossing the minor road, for A1 and A2, pareho lang siya nung na-compute nyo for case B1 and case B2. Then, mag-iiba lang siya dun sa B. Sa B, again, you have to compute for design speed ng major road times ng ating time gap. And time gap is based on B3 na, table B3. B3. So single unit track, 8.5, you need to consider for each extra lane up an additional of 0.7 seconds. And for approach grade, 0.1 seconds. Kaya kung makikita natin dun sa computation natin, 0.7, 1 extra lane, another 2 extra lane from the 8 meter median, which is equivalent to 2 lanes. And then 0.1 times 5, which is the actual approach grade, and then minus nung 3, which is the maximum grade. And this will give us 10.8 seconds. So we need to use that to compute for B. So major road design speed times ng time gap, that will be 270 meters. So far may question ba tayo? We're done with case A and B. Wala namang question. Okay. None pa. Okay. So now we're moving on to case C, which is yield control on the minor road. So since approaching drivers on the minor road do not need to stop and the major road is uncontrolled, the approach side triangle must be larger compared to stop controlled case. And in this case, yun nga, approach side triangle, no? Similar to the uncontrolled case, but ISD is decreased because of the yield control. So, for case C, meron tayong dalawang case. Case 1, crossing from minor road, and case 2, right turn and left turn dun sa minor road. Basically, parang case 1, 2, 3 din siya. Pero pinagsama na lang yung right and left turn dun sa case 2. So for case 1, crossing the minor road, ma'am, bakit po ulit 0.7 plus 1 plus 2? Saan po galing yung, sa median po galing? Yes, yung 1 extra lane is kasi 4 meters siya. 4 lanes siya. So, di ba ang kinoconsider lang dun sa basic na analysis is merong isang lane for each direction. So, since 4 siya, meron kang isang 1 extra lane. Ngayon, meron ka pang median na 8 meters. Yung isang lane natin, as specified dun sa problem, for each lane, ang length ng isang lane ay 4 meters. So, yung 8 meters mo is equivalent to 2 lane. Yes, correct. So, parang kino-consider ko pa na lane. Yes, kinonsider talaga na additional lanes, additional space, parang ganun. Malinaw na ba, Jo Marie? Okay, sige. So, moving on, for crossing from minor road, in terms of A1, nakabase siya dun sa design speed ng minor road. So, you need to use table 9-4. And then, based dun sa design speed dito sa 9-9, you need to adjust then based dun sa 9-4. Ano ba yung 9-4? Ito yung pinakita natin kanina na kapag may approach grade, ito yung 9-4. Kapag may additional grade, depende dun sa design speed, nagkakaroon ng adjustment factor. Okay. Okay. So, A2, for the computation ng A2, pareho lang siya nung computation with the other cases. Ganun pa rin siya. Nag-iiba lang yung value ng A1 natin. No? And then, here, we need to remember na hindi lang siya time gap. Travel time yung ating kina-consider. And then, yung travel time na yan, kino-consider natin sa pag-compute ng time gap. Okay, so here, the definition of TA or travel time is yung travel time to reach the major road from this decision point for a vehicle that does not stop. And it is adjusted based din dun sa 9-4 na pinakita natin just recently. Okay. So for the travel time to reach and clear the major road, meron tayong, katulad ng sabi ko kanina, yung travel time na TA is ginagamit natin sa pag-compute ng time gap. And again, for the time gap, kino-compute natin yung B doon. So yung B natin is equal to the product ng design speed ng major road at ng time gap. And yung time gap computation natin, meron tayong note dito na 60% nung we have an assumption na nag-decelerate ng 60% doon sa minor road design speed, no? Tapos, this is the equation to get the time gap as a function of TA. Yung W is the width of intersection to be crossed. And then, yung LA is the length of the design vehicle. And V is the design speed of minor road. So, with that, yung case C2 naman natin, yung A1 natin is constant value na 25 based on sa assumption that drivers making left and right turns without stopping will slow to a turning speed of 16 km per hour. And yung A2 natin, same pa rin yung formula, A1 plus median distance plus yung width ng opposing lanes. And in terms of B naman, so dito lang nagkakaiba. For right turn, ang gagamitin nyo itong 9-11. So, para makuha yung time gap. And then, kung left turn yan, meron lang additional loss, no? So, 0.5 seconds kung kailangan mo magdagdag based dun sa time gap ng 9-11, we need to add 0.5 second para dun sa passenger and then 0.7 naman para dun sa trucks per extra lane. Kasi yung right turn ay pag ganito, yung left turn ay pag ganito. Okay? So, meron din tayong sample problem for that. So, we have to determine the minimum sight distance for the minor street approach to a yield-controlled intersection on a two-way 4-lane divided roadway with a design speed of 90 km per hour and 4-meter wide lanes. So the roadway has a median that is 8-meter wide. So the minor street approach grade is 5% plus 5%. Mahalaga din na naka-indicate kung plus or minus yung 5%. So the design speed is 60 km per hour and the design vehicle is a single unit jack or SU-19 with a length of 12 meters. Okay, so basically, kung mapapansin nyo yung intersection na ito, yung sample for this, ang nag-iba lang is yung ano bang type ng intersection. Pero nandyan pa rin yung 8-meter wide na median, yung length ng lanes, or yung width ng length, ng lanes, and then yung design speed ay pareho. And then, dinagdagan lang ng length ng ating design vehicle. Then, ang nag-iba nga lang is yung anong type siya ng intersection. So, to solve yung ating problem 3, example problem number 3, so we have to consider yung case C1 and case C2. For case C1, crossing from minor road, so we have to look at table 9-9 for 60 km per hour and having a design speed or having a grade of 5%. We have to adjust yung ating makukuha from 9-9. So based from 9-9, balikan natin si 9-9, for 60 km per hour, 65 yung length na kailangan mo. And that 65 should be adjusted based on 9-4, based dun sa approach grade. 9-4. This is the 9-4 for plus 5 and having a 60 km per hour na design speed, you have to multiply by 0.9. Okay? Sana tayo. Ayun. Ito na ba? Okay. So, sorry kung nagpapabalik-balik tayo. I just want to demonstrate, no, kung ano yung, kung saan ang galing itong mga values na to. Okay. So, A1, 65 times the adjustment factor na 0.9. This will give us A1 na 58.5. Then for A2 naman, gagamitin lang natin itong A1 na 58.5 plus yung median. Again, balik tayo dun sa so 58 yung A1. Ito yung A1, 58 plus 8 meters plus 4 over 2 plus 4 meters plus 4 over 2. And that will give us 74.5 meters. And then, para dun sa B, we need to take a look again dun sa 9-9 para malaman natin kung ano yung TA. So based on 9-9, 60 km per hour, 4.8 yung travel time mo na kailangan mo. But then, based dun sa adjustment factor ng 9-4, we need to multiply it by 0.9. And that will give us 4.32 seconds. Then, nakuha na natin yung TA. Gagamitin natin siya para makompute natin yung time gap. So, para sa time gap, ito yung formula. So, yung time travel natin is 4.32 from here. And then, yung width ng intersection is, ito yung 4 meters. Ito yung 4 meters. Another 4 meters. Then, 8 meters. And then, another 4 meters. And then, another 4 meters. Basically, yung width ng ating intersection, yung kabuoang width niya, plus the length of the design vehicle, which is given at 12 meters. Over 0.6 daw ng design speed ng minor road, which is 60 over 3.6 converting from kph to meter per second. So with that, we're able to compute yung ating time gap na 7.92 seconds. And to compute for B, we just need to multiply yung ating design speed ng major road, which is 90, converting to meter per second divided by 3.6 times ng ating time gap na 7.92 seconds. Ngayon, pagdating naman dun sa C2, right turn and left turn from minor road, for A1, sabi natin, constant yung value niya na 25 meter. Then to compute for A2, yung 25 natin, add lang natin ng, again, balikan natin to. $25 yung A2 natin na, let's say itong A1 na to, wag nyo na lang muna i-consider itong mga, dito na lang tayo. 25, and then, since mas malaki siya, no, kasi stop to eh. From some point, from the decision point, that is 25 meter. Then plus 8 meters na 8 meters na median plus 4 over 2 plus 4 plus 4 over 2, and that makes our A2. So A2 is equal to 41 meter. Then, para naman dun sa ating B, para sa left and right turn. So para dun sa left, unahin natin yung right turn. So since yun yung nauna, no? Basically, pareho sila ng formula, but then you need to consider different time gaps. So para dun sa major road, design speed, sabi natin 90 km per hour divided by 3.6. Para sa time gap ng ating right turn, refer to the table 9-11 ba? 9-11. So single unit track is 10.0. So automatic yun, 10 times nung ating 90 over 3.6. So that will give us 250 meter. However, para dun sa left turn, meron tayong additional na 0.7 kasi track yung ating kino-consider. Then we have extra lane na 3. So yung 10 natin, dadagdagan natin ng 0.7 times ng extra lane. And that will give us 12.1 seconds. So to compute for B sa left turn, 90 over 3.6 times ng ating time gap na 12.1 seconds. Okay. Question so far? Hindi na talaga siya nagtanggal ng X. Baka magtanong daw ako ulit kung may question. Okay. So, may question ba? Meron bang confusing? Okay, wala naman. Okay. So, for case D, traffic signal control, first vehicle on each approach should be visible to first vehicle at all other positions. So, if right turn on red is allowed, you need to follow case B2. Okay. So, we don't need to compute anything for case D. And for case E as well, always stop control. First vehicle on each approach should be visible to the first vehicle at all other positions. While for case F, left turns from major road, if opposing major road is uncontrolled, then left turn from major roads have to stop and wait for gaps, similar to case B1. So in order to do that, we have to compute for A1. So from the stop control or stop line na 5.4 plus opposing lane width divided by 2. And then we can compute for A2 with the same formula. Then we just need to use yung ating 9-13 naman para dun sa pagkuha ng time gap. Then may notes siya dito ha. Okay. So with that, ito yung summary for different cases. So basically, as mentioned a while ago, we have cases A to F, and ang goal is to compute for the dimensions of the site triangles. No? So you have to remember that we have approach and departure. So mostly kapag approach, ito yung mga uncontrolled or not with non-existing traffic controls. And then yung approach naman kapag merong control, stop control, no? Yung ating intersections. Naka-summarize lang dito. So question so far? Meron bang question? So by the way, hindi to kasama dun sa exam. Kinontinue lang natin yung discussion natin. Same pa rin yung coverage ng exam. Vertical, combination, and spiral with super elevation. Okay? Walang question? Sure? Okay, kung walang question, maybe I just want to take some time para mag-discuss nung mga common mistakes dun sa quiz, no? So, I hope you can see my screen right now. Okay, so for the exam, for the quiz, actually na-check ko naman na siya. Yung homework lang yung hindi ko pa na-check. But then, I think mas important yung sa quiz. Although, almost similar naman yung problem doon. So, nakita ko lang na number one realization ko is hindi effective ang asynchronous sa atin kasi kahit nabigyan na tayo ng isang buong araw to submit no yung ating quiz, meron pa ring nalilate. I understand that you have other subjects to do and you have a lot to a lot of work to do then, but then I don't believe na you don't have the time for that day para makapag-quiz, no? What I'm trying to say is hindi effective for us yung asynchronous kasi may nalilit pa rin kahit na given ng ample time to take the quiz. So I'm not going to do that again. Then, pangalawa, ayun pala, yung ano din na merong the following day pa, may mga excuses na hindi makapunta ng school. I hope kung meron pala kayong ganong kung napo-foresee nyo na possible na hindi ko siya maipasa dahil may mga something ako, no? May mga possible hindrances, no? Sana naipasa na before the day kasi hindi naman siya binigay na 1 hour lang. So, pwede naman ipasa within the day. So, anyway, we're not going to do that again. And then, yung pangalawa is, common mistake is doon sa stationing, sa elevation, ang pinapakuha yung BPI. So, mostly, parang isa nga lang yung kumuha ng BPI doon sa curve. So, as instructed before, kung merong pinapakuha na ganun, kung saan yung existing, kung ano yung existing na structure, doon mo siya kukunin. So, dapat doon sa curve, within the curve. Although I understand na possible na ano din, no, na itong BPI. But then, we need to consider na yun, na-instruct naman before na laging ang hinihingi is, of course, kung ano yung mag-exist na structure. Kasi hindi naman siya, kumbaga, construction lines lang siya, imaginary lang sila. So, ito yung mas mahalaga na makuha. So, isa yun sa mga common mistake. Then, pangalawa, you need to remember na you have to discern kung ano ba yung mas malaki, yung horizontal ba or yung vertical. Kasi kung mas malaki yung horizontal curve, you have to consider na nasa labas. Possible na nasa labas. You have to compute pa rin yung mga stationings. So, kung nasa labas siya nung curve, ang gagamitin mo na is yung mga slopes. However, kung pumasok na siya kung mas malaki na yung vertical mo kaysa dun sa horizontal mo, yung BPC mo, mas mauuna na dun sa PC mo. So, nasa loob na siya nung vertical curve mo. Any point na meron dun sa vertical curve mo can be computed. Yung kanyang elevation can be computed by the general equation. So, once na pumasok siya doon, ito na yung gagamitin na formula. Hindi mo na kailangan i-consider yung slope. Ang nagiging problema natin, last time, nakita ko na meron pa rin gumagamit ng lahat ginamitan natin ng slope. Mali po yun. Okay. Ma'am, yung BPI, yung nasa curve po. Yes po. Yung nasa curve po mismo. Tapos, meron ding nalilito dun sa PI at BPI. Ang nakalagay doon, PI. Hindi naman, kaya nga meron BPI. Kasi may vertical point of intersection. And then, point of intersection lang para dun sa horizontal. Kung PI lang yung given, huwag mong ipilit na BPI yon. Okay? And then, as instructed then before, na special cases, yung BPI nag-intersect sa BPI. Yung PI nag-intersect sa BPI. Pero not always. Hindi ganon lagi yung cases. So, merong nag-equate na since meron sa PI, in-equate pa rin yung PI sa BPI. So, depende po yun dun sa case. Okay? So, meron pa bang question bukod dun sa mga common mistakes natin? Ibabalik po kaya yung paper. Yes, I'm planning to return the paper. Actually, that's the reason why we postponed the exam. Kasi gusto ko munang i-discuss yung common mistake nyo. And at the same time, I want to return the paper, yung inyong quiz, maybe either Monday or Tuesday. Merong suggestion yung kabilang section na I'm going to leave the papers dun sa common area nyo, sa lounge area ng ICE. Meron daw, meron daw, tawag dito, may drawer daw doon. So, pwede nyong kunin doon yung exam nyo. Okay. So, ma'am, if BPI is equal to BPI, same po yung location point mismo nila. Same sila ng stationing. Magbibigay po ba ng answer key? Yes, magbibigay po ako ng answer key. Ay, ma'am, kailan po namin gagamitin yung slope para makuha yung elevation? As mentioned nga, no, katulad nitong nakikita natin ngayon, basta lumabas siya dun sa vertical curve mo, ang gagamitin mo, yung slope. So, katulad nito, nasa labas na yung PC. So, ang connection ni PC at ni BPC ay yung slope. Ang connection ni BPT at ni PT, yung slope pa rin. Pero halimbawa, ito, just in case pumasok na siya dito, yung PT. Wala ka nang gagamitan ng slope. Lahat yan, nandun na sa loob ng curve. So, para makuha mo sila, kailangan gamitan mo sila ng general equation. Basically, ang rule is, basta pumasok na siya dun sa vertical curve mo, automatic ang gagamitin mo yung general equation para makuha yung elevations nila. Okay? Na-clarify ko na ba yun? Paki-confirm naman kung nasagot yung question nyo or kailangan pa natin ng further explanation. Adrian, nasagot na ba yung question mo? Recording dito sa LE, yung pagbabalik ng exam, ay ng quiz, no? Same ang question with Micaela. Okay. Then, for Jill, sa Jill yung, unahin ko lang muna, James, yung question ni Jill. Jill, yung sa stationing ng PI, kapag sinabi na yung PI ay same position with the BPI, yung stationing nila pareho. Okay? Yung elevations nila, basically pareho. Kasi yung wala ka namang ano wala ka namang mm, ah, you mean kasi malayo yung ano no, yung PI. Um, hindi mo naman kasi kailangan ng elevation dun sa PI. Hindi naman siya nag-exist. Ang important naman yung nandun sa mag-exist na curve. Ngayon, dun sa problem kasi ang given ay PI, assuming na ah, malapit lang yung PI or kasi wala ka naman na magiging ibang basis yung PI lang na elevation na yun So automatic na yung elevation nung PI na yun din yung magiging elevation nung nasa curve mo. Nasagot ko ba? Okay, sige. So, ma'am, question po, kapag same po ng horizontal positioning from BPC, same horizontal positioning from BPC, pero different elevation, same po ba ng stationing yun? Point A is 1 meter above the PI. Same po ba ng stationing yung po? Yes, of course. Kasi ang stationing lang naman ay yung horizontal lang naman. So, same lang sila ng station, magkaiba lang sila ng elevation. You mean stationing? Tama ba yung tinatanong mo? Horizontal position. Alin? Tama ba? Stationing itong tanong mo, no? Okay, oo. Yes, of course. Pareho lang yun. Elevation lang yung magkaiba sa kanila. Any other question? Okay, so mukhang wala na. Wala na nga ba? Okay. Anyway, so basically, i-return yung inyong exam paper by either Tuesday or Wednesday. Sorry, either Tuesday or Monday. Iwanan ko dun sa may lounge area. I-envelope ko na lang. And then, you can get your paper there para maging basis nyo sa pag-review. And then, what else? Na-clarify ko na rin yung coverage. Tapos, same location, I mean, same room kung saan tayo nag-exam, same time. Meron pa ba? So, wala naman na, no? So, good luck for the exam. See you on Wednesday, siguro. Yung answer key po ba, ma'am, ay i-upload po? Yes, i-upload ko po para makapag-review kayo ng maaga. Okay. So, maybe within today or tomorrow. Okay. Tapusin ko lang yung, tapusin ko lang yung araw na to. Napakahaba ng araw na to. Simula 7 a.m. Okay. So anyway, see you on coverage again. Okay, so for the coverage, so for elevation, spiral curve. By the way, for the spiral curve, wala naman ako nakitang mali. I'm assuming dahil patterned yung questions kasi dun sa examples, kaya halos lahat nakakuha naman. Ang medyo may ano lang is yung ito, sa vertical curve. Coverage, yun nga, spiral curve, super elevation, vertical curve, and combination ng horizontal and vertical alignment. Okay? Meron pa ba akong hindi nasagot? Question sa taas. Mukhang wala naman ah. Yung decision point po for exactly where the subline is. Hindi pala. Ay, yung question ba na to, Jean, ay nasagot ko na? Jean Texon? Okay, sige. Then Megan, okay ka na dun sa coverage, no? Okay. Sige, anyway, so see you on Wednesday. Good luck to your exam. I hope mataas uli yung exams natin. Sige, good luck. Bye guys. Thank you.